Day 11, and this is another great stretch, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting, because we tend to have very tight hip flexors, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting, because these muscles get tight because you're in this kind of position all the time, so they become tight. So this can be quite a discomfortable pose for a lot of people. The trick is to breathe into it. If you feel like you need some padding under your knees, you can just grab anything to pop under your back knee. As I said yesterday, there is always a way. So we're going to start off with the right foot. So on your knees, step the right foot forward. Step a big step forward and as way in front of you as far as you can. And then imagine tucking your tailbone under slightly instead of sticking the bum out. So imagine tucking the tailbone under. Breathe in, lift your chest. As you breathe out, sink forward into the lunge. Now you want to make sure this knee is in line with the ankle, because if you go too far over like that, it's going to be very unsteady and unstable. So if you get here and find you need to wiggle that foot forward, just wiggle it forward. Squeeze your butt and you'll feel the stretch on the front of the thigh here. Then you can rest your hands on your thighs. Now I want you to imagine hugging your thighs inwards, as if you're like this and you're hugging your legs in, but you're engaging both legs, because if your legs are relaxed, you're not actually using the muscles, you will probably wobble. So imagine hugging the thighs into the midline. Imagine hugging this thigh bone with the thigh muscle. Press into all four corners of that front foot and squeeze your tushy. Now with the upper body, you almost want to feel like you're leaning backwards. So if you feel like you're kind of like that, ease off a little bit. Lengthen up. Imagine lengthening from tailbone to crown. Keep the chest lifted, then come forward again. Again, you come in and out of a pose. To begin with, just hold it for a few breaths and then come out. And again, it will be possibly quite tight here. So don't hold the breath. Imagine you're breathing into this tight area. And after a while, it will start to get easier. Squeezing your tushy. And don't forget to do both sides. On one side might feel a little bit tighter than the other. Again, foot forward, tailbone tucked under slightly. Keep your chest lifted, almost as if you're leaning back, and come forward. Again, if you find you kind of like come forward like that, come up a little bit, lift, and then sink forward. Make sure this foot is in line with the ankle. Hug the thighs into the midline, squeeze your butt, rest your hands, breathe, relax those shoulders. And it's one of those stretches that feel, well, I love lunge. Not everyone loves lunges, but it feels good afterwards. And the thing is, the more tight you are, the more you need the stretch. The more you need the stretch. If you do spend a lot of time sitting or even on your feet, this stretch will be exceptionally good for you. It does also work the core a little bit, because engaging your tummy muscles helps to stabilize. So if you kind of relax, you just go flop all over the place. So give it a try. Add any props if you have any questions. Drop them down below. Mwah!